Now let us see section 80GG, deductions in respect of rent paid. That there are certain conditions which are to be satisfied for claiming deductions under section 80GG, that assessee should not be receiving any house rent allowance which are exempt under section 1013A, which we already have discussed in salary. The expenditure incurred by him on rent of any furnished or unfurnished accommodation should exceed 10% of his total income arrived at after all deductions under chapter 6A except section 80GG are given. The accommodation should be occupied by the assessee for the purpose of his or her own residence. If these conditions are fulfilled, the deduction admissible is the least of three. Number one, actual rent minus 10% of total income of the assessee before allowing such deduction. 25% of total income. Total income is arrived at after making all deductions under chapter 6A, but before making any deduction under this section. And number 3 is amount calculated at rupees 5,000 per month. So out of these 3, the least can be claimed as deduction. Now section 80GGA, deduction in respect of donations for scientific research and rural development. To promote scientific research and rural development, an incentive is given to the assessee by the Income Tax Act. So section 80GGA grants deduction in respect of the donations made for scientific research or rural development by any assessee not having income chargeable under the head profits and gains of business and profession. So it is not available for assessees who have profits and gains of business and profession. The entire amount is eligible for deduction. Section 80GGB, that is deduction in respect of contributions given by companies to political parties. This section provides for deduction for any sum contributed in the previous year by an Indian company to any political party or an electoral trust. However, no deduction is allowed in respect of any sum contributed by way of cash. So this is regarding the 80GGB and 80GGC. 80GGC also discusses deductions in respect of contribution given by persons to political parties. Now let us see deductions in respect of certain incomes. Section 80QQB, deductions in respect of royalty income of authors of certain books other than textbooks. So under section 80QQB, deduction up to a maximum of rupees 3 lakh is allowed to an individual resident in India in respect of income derived as author. That is, deduction shall be the income derived as author or rupees 3 lakhs, whichever is less. So this is the deduction which is available for royalty income by an author. Another popular deduction which every person should know is section 80TTA, that is deduction in respect of interest on deposits in savings account. Any income by way of interest on deposits in a savings account not being time deposits which are repayable on the expiry of fixed periods. So it is only savings account. Deduction is up to rupees 10,000 in aggregate shall be allowed while computing the total income of an assessee. Now let us discuss the section 80U, that is deduction in respect of a person with disability. This section is applicable to a resident individual who at any time during the previous year is certified by medical authority to be a person with disability. That is a deduction of rupees 75,000 in respect of a person with disability and rupees 1,25,000 in respect of a person with severe disability. Severe disability means having disability over 80% is allowed under this section. So to end up this chapter, that is this section, there are certain deductions under section 80C to 80U and which are specifically available from business or profession. This section relates to ATIA, which is where the profits and gains of industrial undertakings engaged in infrastructure. ATIAB, that is for the industrial undertakings which are engaged in development of special economic zones. ATIAC, it is the profits and gains derived from eligible startup. ATIB, that is profits and industrial undertakings other than infrastructure development. ATIBA, profits and gains from housing projects. ATIC, profits and gains of certain undertakings in certain states. ATID, profits of hotel and convention centers. ATIE, profits on undertakings in northeastern states. ATJJA, profits from business of collecting and processing of biodegradable waste. ATJJAA, employment of new employees. ATLA, income of offshore banking units, etc. So the list is long enough, and it is a very, very important part of the learning from income from various sources where deductions can be claimed under section 80C to 80U.